we are putting together the penguin pop-up card. This card comes with a back piece that has Merry Christmas cut into it with a ring to go behind it so that you can cut a color so it can be seen. I am not going to use this on this particular card because I want to use this card for a birthday, but I have used it on this one so you can see that it says Merry Christmas. So I'm going to set those pieces aside. We're going to start by, again, you have to first crease all the pieces here on your base. You want to make sure to do this before you glue these pieces down, because once they're glued down, it's not going to fold over well to crease, okay? So let's just fold all of our crease lines. There's a 1/4 inch gap, so you take it all the way down to the card and then fold it back up because that's going to be glued down, and fold the top one up. Okay. You want to be sure to lay out all your pieces so that you know you have everything you need. And I'm going to ink the edges of mine here. I'm just using a blue. These are ink pads I picked up at Tuesday Morning. They come in a set of maybe five or six squares that are stacked together. They're relatively inexpensive there. Okay. And then we're just going to put our panels on. There's a slight border around all the pieces. Goodness, having problems today. There we go. So I decided to do my penguin with blues. This would make a good winter birthday card. It doesn't just have to be for Christmas. Be a cute thank you card. So then you want to flip it over to the back side and glue your 1/4 inch space down to the card. And just hold that for a few seconds. Let that catch. You're going to do that to all 4. So hold these down for a minute. A few seconds. When I put together the first penguin, I forgot to do these gaps. I forgot to glue these 1/4 inch pieces down. So if you're putting it together and you're finding that maybe this tab doesn't seem long enough, or when you open it, it doesn't seem to want to work, check and make sure you've glued down these 1/4 inch spacings, because at first I could not figure out what I had done wrong. I just kept looking at it and I thought, and that's what it was. I hadn't glued down this gap, so when I put my piece in, it was too short and it just wasn't working right. And I managed to squeeze the glue in there, but still, that took me a little while to figure out what I had done. So I think I might do this one first. Now on this little, I made this into like your little tag for the front. So if you want to use the blank, and you can write happy birthday or whatever you want to write here on this. There's enough space to write it around the face of the snow globe if you wanted. Then you can just have this look like snow. Sign your name. Love, Mom. Seems like everything I sign says love, Mom. And that's because I have 5 children. So I'll just put that on. My snowflake is too small for me to pop with a foam dot because I don't have a dot that tiny, so I'm just going to glue it on. Oops. I'm going to hit the edges here of my snowflake with the blue. I'm not going to put them on yet. I'm going to do that at the very end, but I want to be finished with my ink after I do my penguin. And I also want to lightly rub this across. So I just have the faintest hint of blue. Now this is not a super juicy ink pad. If it were, this would be making a mess. And I'm kind of just lightly hitting it across, rubbing it across the top there, just so that the blue kind of fades around. And I'm gonna hit the inside a little. I don't have to worry about those snowflakes because I'm going to put the others over it. Okay. I also want to lightly ink around the edges of my penguin. This penguin is going to be a girl. So the file comes with a bow. That's not really dark enough to show. Might use maybe some white. And I'll show you here in a second this penguin. So this penguin, I made a boy by not putting on the bow, and I did not use the eyepiece that has the eyelashes on it. And so it can easily be made for a girl or a boy. I like inking the pieces because it softens up the edges a little. Although I don't know that color really did anything. I've got some of my Jumbo Java here. I'm just going to do around my feet. might just darken this one up just a little. It's a little bit better. Okay. Now all that is done. Oh, nope, one more. What happened to my white? I want to have this piece distinguished from the back piece so that the wings, arms of the penguin kind of stand out a little. So I'm just going to use this around this piece, okay? All right. And I waited too long. And we're just going to paper piece our penguin together. Just line them up at the head, or her. This one's going to be a girl. And see, inking that really makes the little wings stand out. When you put this piece on, you just want to use this indent as a guide here on the side of the head. Just kind of line those up together. I'm going to caution you, do not pop your feet up with foam tape because that will affect the way this card closes. Because when it closes, it sandwiches, and those feet are at the very bottom here of the piece at the top, and if you put foam there, then it'll stay open like that. So you want it to close. You can use foam up higher. It doesn't affect, but this piece here needs to lay flat. So don't put any foam towards the bottom of your piece, okay? Now, if you just want a little bit of the feet to show, you can put the black body on top of the feet, and you'll just have a little bit of the feet showing. I did mine this way just because, no particular reason. I actually had it laid out on my computer with just a little bit of the feet showing. I'm going to use my pickup tool on this part. Now the only thing that shows, oh, I almost did that wrong. This is the wrong eye. That's my leftover eye from the other one. The only thing that shows are the eyelashes. So these two ovals are the same size. This piece just gets you the eyelashes. Okay. Make sure your eyelashes are opposite each other. Okay. use some foam dots for my scarf. And the scarf is far enough away from that bottom piece that you can pop these up if you'd like. There we go. Then I'm going to lay out my face to get it to where I like it before I start gluing these pieces on. That's a cute face. Oops. The nose is stuck to my finger. Okay, and then for the bow, I'm also going to use a foam dot for the centerpiece. And I'm going to pop the whole bow. Oh, I bent it a little. Okay, whoops. So there she is. I'm going to bend this piece back, and bend this piece back, get them ready to insert. So you have to think of your card and turn it around to face you to orient yourself. This is the front. So you're going to be working backwards with these pieces. And you just want to line your sign up edge to edge to this piece. Bent those the wrong way. So that it is fitting inside the box. It's the exact width of the piece. So you want to be mindful of that and line that up correctly. If you get that off-centered, your card may have trouble opening. Okay? Flip this around the other way. Slide her in. And just push her all the way against the slat. Put your glue on your tab and tuck it under. Hold that down for a few seconds. And then this piece. So you just want to pull that flat against the tab. Put some glue right at the bottom, just on the tab of the snow globe. And hold that down so it glues. You also want to glue it to the top. These center pieces are what pull your card up and down, open and close, so to speak. Okay. So let's put this side all the way down. On this side, you're working with it facing you. I got a scrap piece in there. Before I start to glue, I want to just fold it over. And I want to line it up. Before I have glue on it. So I'm going to line it up. Hold it in place when I lift it, and that's where I'm going to glue it. Just a little bit of glue on the bottom part of the tab to hold this in place. And you want to put a little bit of glue under the tab. Now glue just these tabs. They're going to glue together front and back. You can put glue in here, glue here, and all the way around. Don't put it on the snowflake. Okay, let's push this back down and bring our card over and sandwich this shut. Okay. Just apply pressure all the way around. Make sure that your top and bottom of this base are adhering together. I've got a few little foam squares in there, so I really want to apply some pressure, make sure this is sticking so my card functions properly. Then when you do this tab, you want to make sure it goes over your snow globe. If you do it behind, you'll be gluing it to the globe and it won't open. Okay, don't do that. You want to make sure it goes over it and glues only to the other side. Okay. I'm going to apply some pressure. And then push that, whoops, she got stuck in there. Push that up. I was thinking this would be really cute to add some rhinestones going around, sequins, something to dress that up. That would be really cute. So the last thing I have to do is apply my snowflakes. You could even do these in different places if you wanted. I'm going to experiment and see how that looks. I think I like that. I'm just doing them in between each one. It's stuck to my finger. I do, I like that. I'll show you here in a second. So there is the girl penguin and the boy penguin. So you can see just by taking off the eyelashes and leaving off the bow, you have a very handsome boy or a super cute girl. And since I didn't put my snowflakes on this one, I'm going to just touch these edges a little with my glue. That dot just doesn't want to go away. Okay, so thank you for joining me.